Hey guys, today's Saturday, February the 25th of 2023, and I want to go over the energy sector. So without any further delay, let's get into it. Our first chart is going to be uranium futures, and you can see that prices have been grinding every week higher, and now we're kissing the top of that accumulation distribution phase, which is pretty much somewhere around, 51, 51.70, 51, 55. You can see that the MACD is positive on the weekly. There's positive news. Uranium hits near 4 month high. More gains seen ahead. So that's all bullish. That's positive headlines. We'll see what happens. Looking at the daily, you can see that if we open this up a little bit, you can see that we have been stalling here for since the 17th, just kind of going sideways and pulling in just a little bit. But you already know that this over here is what they call them chop fest. So it's going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it's ready to do the big move. And so far, that hasn't happened yet. It looked like it was going to do it here and maybe continue going up, but it stalled and went down. And as you can see, there's a trend line that's, going down here. If this goes up here and it pulls back, then, you have to keep adjusting that trend line and putting it back there, with this one on the bottom. And it's going to be extending the squeeze play until it's ready to break out, go continue sideways or break down. So that's where we at right now. The good thing is the MACD is still positive. We're at the top of the accumulation distribution phase, which is right here. It's worse to be here because it could, drop, but at least you're up here. So if it stalls going sideways here and then something happens where it shoots, at least it's in the upper range. So it's a little stronger. So that's that on the uranium futures. Now going to our charts, Brent crude oil, nothing's really changed here. Just a lot of chop, still holding this key level of 76.93, 76 and change. The trend is down. You can see it on the monthly right here. Volume has been negative for like the last couple of months. Looking at the weekly, you can see that we've been in chop mode since November. You can say November, December of last year. And it's just been, sideways, accumulation distribution. These are weekly, so it's just back and forth. You got a buy signal here, and then you get a sell signal here, and you within the mobile bands right here. So it hasn't decided where it wants to go, and it's below the 20, below the 50, chopping around the 100 SMA. Now the positive thing is that the MACD is positive, and it's just smack right at the middle line. Although sentiment is down, and the last 2 weeks have been negative. The week of the February the 6th, that was pretty good volume, and then it went down. So nothing really to go by here. In the daily, you can see it's just pretty much the same thing, just chop fest. Although Friday was a little stronger, but nothing positive on the MACD. Let's go to crude oil and see what we got there. Same thing. This is a key level you want to hold, which is 72.93. Let's get that out of the way. Yep. And nothing positive here. Linear regression channels are pointing up, so that's good. If it was a tank, this would probably be the area you probably want to get in. Value area low in that area around 58. And this is a strong level too, 68.55. It hasn't gone down there yet, so that's good. It's just been chopping around here below the value area low, which is 82. And a lot of head fakes on the weekly chart. The positive thing is that the MACD is positive here, but that's pretty much it. It's still in, this chop fest zone that it's, it kind of gives you a head fake here, but then it pulls in and then it wants to go again, but then they pull it back in. So there's a battle here, and we just got to wait to see who's going to win, the bulls or the bear. On the daily, you can see that it's just kind of going sideways. Linear regression is going, indicating that it's chop, and you can see on the MACD back and forth. Market sentiment, interesting is it's at 26 in the bottom, somewhere around, you could say of January, and it's now getting some momo to the upside. It's at 36 right here. So, but price action is not reflecting that, even though sentiment now is going up. We got to get out of the cloud, and once we get out of the cloud, we got to deal with 81.90. And once we close above 81.90 on the daily, this linear regression channel is going to be pointing up, and that's going to be, once you get there, next target will be that 50 in this linear regression channel and this big strong level right here in the cloud, which is this 96.17. Heating oil, pierced this $2.68, but kind of, is hovering around it. Negative here, the trend is down, and it's weak. And volume last week was, all right, positive, but I need to see some white candles and some Heikin-Ashi, some open Heikin-Ashi candles to know that maybe they could be a possible swing low. But right now, the MACD is still negative. Market sentiment is down. And on the daily, market sentiment is just basing. So no interest as of now. You can see that it's pretty much in chop fest somewhere around here. Although Thursday and Friday's volume was pretty positive. But you can see right here, Heikin-Ashi turn with an open bar. But, it's in the Mobo band. It's still red. The trend is still down. It's not, very risky to go long here below the 20. So we'll see how that's going to go for next week. But I will stay away from heating oil. And plus, I got to look at the cycles. I haven't had a chance to look at that. The one you want to keep an eye on is natty gas right here. Very interesting price action. This is the area where you want to at least dip your toes in. Not here, but here, especially on the monthly. Nothing positive. Volume is negative. MACD sentiment very high, but on the daily things look good. MACD is positive. Volume was a little weak last week, or this week that just passed, but somebody's buying because look at the daily. The last time we had a white candle with a PPS buy signal was all the way over here. Actually, it wasn't even a white candle. We just had a PPS buy signal. That was in December. Right now, we got a PPS buy signal, and we got a white candle with open Heikin-Ashi, and the MACD is positive. Volume was really good last week, or Friday, actually. And the sentiment is very low, 5 and 47. So this is a very contrarian way to get into something that's very, regards to the daily sentiment, very negative. If it's going to the upside, obviously you're going to deal with this linear regression channel, and your first target will be that 50 SMA, 363. And we need to close above the 20 SMA. You can see that the point of control is 356, somewhere around there. So you got the 50 right there, and you got the 200 right there, kind of hovering around there. So that could probably be a target if we get Momo to the upside. And the last video or chart that I'm going to do is going to be RBOB. RBOB is looking pretty good. Last month was positive. This month we're getting positive. Look like the MACD is about to turn positive. The last 3 months volume were pretty good. And this is what I want to see on crude. I mean, not crude. Also crude, but natty gas. This is the kind of thing I want to see on natty gas. This kind of back and forth and pull higher and pull back. And then it looks like this one wants to go higher, and that could be your target right there, 292. And if it's really strong, then 310. But I like that. I like this kind of price action. Kind of remind me of natty gas. We were going sideways. We got this little capitulation, hit the value area low of 204, and then got this nice PPS buy signal. So maybe next week it'll pull back, and then the bulls will come in and push it higher, squeeze them out, pull back. I like this tug of war, back and forth, just kind of grinding higher until we hit some major resistance and maybe create a wave 2 to do a wave 3, just in speculation. But so far, MACD is positive. Volume last week, kind of flat. But look at the daily sentiment. We bottomed out somewhere around 30, and look, it's been going up, and it's already above 50. You can see on the short time frame that we're above the cloud. So short term, positive, and linear regressions are pointing up. We're somewhere around the value area high, which is 260. So it's getting, it's hitting resistance here, but also at the point of control on the weekly. So it's kind of like, grinding higher, but still having a tough time trying to close higher. So we got to see how this week is going to close. But the good thing, you're above the cloud. It's positive. Linear regression is pointing up. The trend looks like it's starting to turn, and it looks like this could be a possible swing low. But if it does do a fake out and it's going to trap more people, I would like to see what they call a fail new low, where they try to do it again, but it doesn't really take out the low. And then if it takes out this high, then maybe that's an entry point from right here. If it goes like this. That's it for me. I am going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the energy sector.